and welcome to another video of my metal detecting finds. Quite a few finds this month, and I made an extra effort to video more live digs. There was one of the items, I wasn't sure what it was when it came out the ground, so see how many you get right. There'll be a roundup at the end, and if you'd like to subscribe, just click on the icon down at the bottom of the screen there. It's free, but you'll be notified when I post future videos. So, sit back and enjoy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've not been detecting that long, but this was a bit different. I'm out with my mate Tommy up in the northeast of England, and we're going along and we got a signal, and I said to Tommy, "Bah, this is going to blow my bloody ears off, this signal." And look at that. Moving swiftly on. Another musket ball. And well, I've got down to it, and it is indeed another musket ball. Flattened on one end, so it's obviously, you can see the lines, it's obviously hit something. So, and a third. Well, that's got pattern on, and I've just got a funny feeling that that could be silver. I found something similar, which I'll show you, and it was the ferrule of a cane, and that could be the same. Well, here's the metal strip I found, silver, London 1903. Believe it's a silver cane ferrule, tip of a cane. And I said at the time that I'd found one previously, and there it is there. It's got initials JC, and that's Birmingham 1894. So I'm going to heat this up, anneal it, and see if I can straighten it out. So here we are. It's been annealed and straightened. It's turned out very nice. So we've got two examples of silver cane ferrules, each one over 100 years old. I just think they're quite nice. Is it another musket ball? Oh no. Looks like a little watch winder. And that still swivels. Huh. I've got a signal here, I dug the clod out and it's in there. Right in there. That's well, it's a key, obviously, but I think that's a barrel tap key. That's not bad, is it? Well, that's the first good signal I've had today. Well, there's markings on it. Well, I've just spoken to a guy who's on the dig, and he actually records finds. He's been doing it for 30 years, and he says that is a very nice trade weight. So when I clean it up, I'm going to see if I can make any sense of the markings on it. Ah, that is a medieval copper alloy buckle. Decoration on both ends. Well, I've got a bright signal here. That's lead. But I don't know if you can see that. There's a pattern on there and something round there. Now, I've seen something like this before. It might be a pilgrim's vial to carry holy water, but I don't know. I'll check up on that, get it cleaned up. That should be right near the surface. There it is. Now that isn't a button. That's a coin. I think that could be a silver coin. William III at a guess. Well, I had a nice strong signal here. I dug down and there it is there. That is, I believe, a horn protector. Not to protect the horn as such, but to protect the calves when they're suckling and the cow herders, if you like, to stop them being stabbed. I'll clean that up and just double check on that, but that's what I think it is. Well, there's something just down here. There it is, I think. Yep. Well, it's lead, and it's a spindle whorl. I wonder. I like that signal. I think that's a pot leg. Okay. There it is there. I hope the camera was on it. That's no button. And that, I am almost certain, is a Roman coin.
Okay, well that's the end of the video, live digs. Let's do a final roundup and you'll have a little bit more information on the finds. Okay, the final roundup. The items are laid out as per the video, and it just never ceases to amaze me the variety of items that I find. So first of all, top left, we've got the lead musket balls, and that one that's flattened there. Nothing really special, very common, and they date right through from the 1600s to the 1800s. Next is the silver strip I found from a cane. It's hallmarked 1903, so it's sterling silver, 92.5% silver content. Then there's the little pocket watch winder, and it still shows some traces of the gilt on it, and that dates 1850s to 1900s. Now here we have a copper alloy barrel tap key, and next to it there is the bore from another key. I found that this month as well, and it may be from a barrel tap, but it could be from a different type of lock. But anyway, the barrel tap keys, they were used in the fields, and they were used to unlock the taps on the barrels of the beer and the cider. The farm labourers would toil in the fields, very hot, very sweaty, they need a drink, but for obvious reasons the barrels had to be locked. Now barrel tap keys date from around the 17 to 1900s. Now, this is quite a nice little find. It's a bronze trade weight. It's a half-ounce trade weight, and it's stamped on the inside there with the GR mark with a crown. This dates it to the Georgian periods. It's early 1700s to the early 1800s. Here we have another fairly common find, just like the musket balls. It's commonly found. It's a copper alloy medieval buckle. And it dates between 1350 to 1500s. Now this I was pleased to find, even though it's made of lead. It's a pilgrim's ampulla, and it would have held holy water. There would have been a loop on either side of the neck of the ampulla, and the pilgrims used to wear these round their necks. As the pilgrim, be it a he or a she, travelled the land wandering from shrine to shrine, they would break open the lead ampulla, sprinkle the holy water on a field, on the crops, and it's to bless the land and pray for a good harvest. They would then just dump the ampulla, and then 600 years later somebody like me would come along and detect it. So this type of lead ampulla
dates from 1350 to 1530. Now the next coin here, it's a bit grotty, but it's still a silver sixpence, and it's from William III, and there's a date on it of 1696. The next item here is made of copper alloy, and it's called a horn protector, but it's not actually to protect the horn. It's threaded on one end, and these were screwed on the horns of cattle, and then the protruding tips were sawn off. And this was to protect calves and humans from being gored by aggressive cattle in the field. And these date between 1800s to 1900s. The next item's made of lead, and it's called a spindle whorl. They've been used across Britain since ancient times, right from the Romans, medieval period. They used to cast these out of mainly lead, and it was the weight of this whorl on the spindle, and that helped maintain the speed that was needed to spin the wool into yarn. Many women used to do spinning in the fields, so this explains why so many are found on farmland. Right, the next one, this is a Tudor closed fastener. The pin is broken, but it's still a nice little find, and it dates between 1500s to 1600s. This is a bronze pot leg. It's from a broken pot, most probably a cooking vessel, and pot legs like this can date right through from 1200s to 1700s. And here we have a Roman coin, and it's a bronze Dupondius, and it bears the bust of Claudius I. Now the vast majority of Roman coins have the bust facing right, but this one of Claudius is facing left, so I'm pleased to have found this. On the reverse you've got Ceres, and Ceres was the goddess of agriculture, which is sat on a throne holding grain ears in her right hand and a torch in her left hand. Now this coin was minted in Rome only for 1 year between 41 and 42 AD, and Claudius reigned from 41 to 54 AD. Now finally, you might think it's a bit strange because it's non-metallic, but I just had to pick it up. It's an ammonite, and there were hundreds of these scattered across the ploughed fields on a dig I went to in Templecombe in Somerset. Hundreds of millions of years old and about 40 miles from the coast. It like gets you scratching your head. But sea transgression, ancient free high spring tides, and even theories of ancient tsunamis that have hit our country are all in the mix here. Well, that's it for now. I'll be out and about again, and I'm wondering if I'll find anything really special. I hope so. If you want to subscribe, it's free. Just click on the icon bottom right of this video and you'll be notified when I post a future video. So till next time, bye for now.